Hi there, fellow traders. Welcome to Elite Currency. My name is Chris, and this video, of course, taking a look at the euro dollar and pound dollar again for the next 2 trading days. All right, want to kick off with the euro dollar. This is the 4-hour chart, and on Tuesday, if I remember correctly at least, we had this fib on because that was either going to be a wave 3, and this could be a wave 4, wave 5, or if price shows aggressive price action, 5-wave pattern, and breaks above the 38.50 fib resistance zone, then this could be indicating that a bigger impulsive correction has ended here and price is ready for a bigger upside again, a bounce basically off support. So we had the latter, actually. We had a bullish bounce rather than a bearish continuation, and that happened at a big bottom on the daily chart. Let's take a look right here. And we can see price bouncing off these bottoms. So there are a couple of scenarios possible in such a complex and large kind of corrective zone. But I'm leaning towards the fact that this is an ABC within a W, that here is an ABC within an X correction, complex correction, and we're going to see another correction, 3-wave correction basically here for a Y. Now I'm not sure how far this Y could go. There are a couple of possibilities. One is just going simply to this top, for instance. The other one could be that it stops a little bit earlier, even somewhere in here. But there's also a fair chance that it could even go deeper than that, and for instance head up to the 38 or 50 fib, or maybe even 61.8 fib. So it depends on how price action responds to this bounce. But I just wanted to show you that we are getting what looks like a bounce off the bottom of a range. So let's dive back into the lower time frames, as we usually do on Tuesday and Thursdays. And what I liked about this upside is the clear momentum that we had here and the correction that we had here. So if you maybe perhaps saw my wave analysis on the Elite Currency website, you already knew that I was leaning towards the fact that this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete the bigger wave A, and then we can get a wave B and up for C. So far I think it's following basically this path of least resistance that I thought seemed most likely. And if you put a fib from the bottom of wave A to the top of wave B, then price stopping roughly at that zone that we expect for a zigzag, which is the 50/61.8 fib. It's also a weekly S1. So I think this is weekly. No, that was actually intraday. So this is the weekly pivot point. So if it breaks above that weekly pivot point, in fact, it will then indicate, I think, a potential wave C, the start of wave C, right? Because at this moment, you can't be certain. It could be that the wave B is finished here, and up we go for wave C. But the wave B can also get extended. If it doesn't break above the 21 EMAs here, if it doesn't break above the resistance trend line, the Keltner channel, and the weekly pivot point, then what could also happen is that this is one leg of A, this is wave B of B, and this is wave C of B. So you have an A, B, C correction within that B, and then you get the upside for the blue C. All right. So, but in any case, you can see how important it is to look at patterns, I think, because we had a clear 1, 2 momentum, 3, 4, 5, and the wave 4 bouncing neatly off the 21 EMA, also bouncing off this fib. If you put it from here to here, like this, there you go, 38.50 fib bounce right there up to the minus 272 target. All right, so very nicely working with patterns and fibs. You can see how beneficial that is, in my view at least. And this, if you get a break here, I think could indicate the wave C. We should see first a wave 3 of C, a bull flag, sorry, and then which would complete the wave 4 of C, and then up for wave 5 of C. Okay. But once again, if it does dip down here, I personally would still expect to bounce around here for that upside. It could be a little bit deeper, but if it goes below, if there's a lot of momentum in here, it could go even deeper. It could go to the 88.6 fib. So if it does break below, for instance, this trend line like this, and the 21 EMA and this fractal, yes, there might be some pressure. Just not sure. It could be either to this bottom, the 50, or maybe the 78. Any of these 3 fibs could be the bouncing spot, I think. Now that upside could complete, I think, a wave C, as I already mentioned. So that wave C could go up to, I think, the minus 61.8 target, maybe even the minus 100 target. And then it's back, of course, into that resistance zone that we already were analyzing for a long time up in here. Ultimately, price didn't break through that. but the wave C could take it back into that zone. And yes, I think that that could again be a resistance spot, and there could be another bounce from that, perhaps in the ABC. If that is indeed an ABC, I would expect then another upside to continue, maybe around this level, about halfway, the previous top. That in that case would be broken if it moves up to here, three-wave down, back to this level. We got bottoms in here as well, and that could again be a bouncing spot. We are kind of looking far ahead at this point, but something like this is what I'm expecting is the most likely at this moment. Of course, we'll update that over the weekend again. Now, regarding the pound dollar, we had a very neat wave 4. If you saw my wave analysis, you already knew that this looked like a wave 4. I was indicating that this is probably an ABC within a wave 4, and we could have one more break for downside if that bear flag breaks. And it did break. Good momentum, fell right from the S1 weekly pivot point right down to the weekly S2 pivot point, and is now making some kind of consolidation zone here. So let's zoom out a little bit, and it could be that we get one more push through, because it is kind of a corrective consolidation zone. So if you get a push through that, I think there could be one more fall, maybe to 128. But that would, if you look at my wave analysis, I have it as an ending diagonal at the moment, talking about this piece, right? Because of this corrective nature and its choppy behavior, was speaking about an ending diagonal. If it does push through 128, then it's not an ending diagonal at all in that case. And there's something else going on. In that case, probably it's just a very, very strong wave 3 in that case. It is already looking a little bit like a wave 3. You know, if it is an ending diagonal, then this is actually supposed to be an ABC. That wave C is already quite extended. So, you know, it's already just on the border of whether that's possible or not. But if it pushes through 128, then no, it is a wave 3 probably in that case. And that wave 3 could push a little bit further. There will be a wave 4 and then another wave 5. So there could be, in my view, quite some more downside to be expected. So if it does bounce here, or at 128, you can see a lot of candles below the 21 EMA. So there is a lot of momentum. But if it re-breaks above the S1, if it re-breaks above the 21 EMA, if it re-breaks above this resistance zone, probably because there's a supply and demand zone here as well, then so if it breaks above this zone, then I think there could be a bigger bullish rally to at least retest resistance lines like this, for instance. And if it breaks above that, it could have even more space. That would probably be next week though, not this week necessarily, but that could be a bigger reversal in that case. Otherwise, it looks still posed, ready for sideways and one more lower low at 128. And 128 is a key zone, because if it breaks below 128, then it's definitely to me looking like a wave 3. If it stays above 128, then this could still be, all of it could still be a ABC, and we could see a bullish reversal. But for that bullish reversal to be confirmed, price would have to break above this resistance zone. All right, because anything that goes back into that zone could still be a bouncing spot for continuation down to 128 or perhaps lower. All right, that's it for now. Thank you for joining. Was happy to be here with you. And of course, you can find out more free analysis at elitecurrency.com, multiple updates per day. Wish you all good trading above all, and cheers.